Welcome, man, to tonight's episode. We're going to talk about what's going on in the digital marketing industry, and we're going to talk about how people are making money in the different avenues and the different streams of income that they're creating from it. First and foremost, my name is David Clifton. I'm the owner of the Digital Equity Company. We specialize in digital marketing, digital products, trying to learn everything that's available within the AI industry, but mainly in the digital marketing industry, which utilizes AI mainly, so they kind of work hand in hand. I really am new to the industry, but I'm very excited about it because the income potential is really astronomical. And I am really blown away with the possibilities that this industry is offering. So what I've decided to do is do daily webinars, infomercials, or whatever you want to call it, just telling people about what's going on and the opportunity that's available. If it's something that you're interested in, I'd be glad to help you, guide you. If none, you can learn about it. You can learn and find out why a lot of people have decided to jump into this industry. A little bit about my background. I've been a business owner for over 35 years. I'm what's called a serial entrepreneur. I've owned over 8 different LLCs, pretty much every industry you can think of. I was a mortgage broker for 13 years, an insurance agent, owned a dry cleaner, medical billing company, commercial cleaning company, local sports magazine. Currently, I am in the solar and roofing industry. But I just pretty much stumbled upon the digital marketing industry. And I got to be honest with you, I have never been more excited about anything than I am right now. Not just because of the income potential, but the income potential is more than any other industry that I've been a part of. And I've made some good money in every industry I've been, some more than others, but the potential in the digital marketing field is through the roof. Prime example, Forbes have estimated that the digital products, digital marketing industry will be over a $1.4 trillion industry in the next 3 to 4 years. I'm gonna say that again, a $1.4 trillion industry. When you're seeing people saying that they're making money selling digital products, ebooks, courses, workbooks, it's real. Are they exaggerating? Some, of course, some people will, but for the most part, it's real. And if you're like me, you're strolling on social media, whether it's TikTok, IG, FB, YouTube, whatever it is, and you're seeing people talking about how they're making money. It's like any other industry. Is it a guarantee? Absolutely not. I mean, but I know that from starting any business. But if you learn what's required to do the job, to do the business, the income potential will blow your mind. And just tell you a little bit how I got started. I'm online on my phone, like I always am, and scrolling through like we always do. That's our entertainment now. You know, you can have the TV on, I could be watching the game, but I'm still on my phone. And I'm scrolling, whatever you want to call it, scrolling through. And I was on TikTok. And I kept seeing people saying how, make money on your phone, how to get to the bag. Because a lot of young folks, how to get to the bag and how to make this money using your phone. Stop scrolling and make money using your phone. And I'm going to tell you something about me and my background. I'm that type of person that I truly believe that when I get up every morning like I do, and the first thing I do is get on my knees and pray. I have the same place that I pray in my house. It's my routine. Get up, brush my teeth, wash my face, get on my knees, and spend some time with the Lord. That's me personally. What you do, your routine is on you, but this is what I do. And my daily prayer is, Lord, bless my family, keep them safe, keep them in good health, provide for us financially. And I ask for him specifically to guide me. Show me what you want me to do. Bless me. Bless me so that I can be a blessing to others. And a lot of people don't realize, man, I say that because some people, that old adage, money is the root of all evil, and they're misquoting that because it doesn't say money is the root of all evil. It says the love of money, because you have to have resources in order to bless other people. I mean, what you gonna bless them with? People, you can't pray for people, but so much. You gotta have something. People need something. A person's hungry. They don't want to hear you. They don't want to hear you praying for them. They want you to give them something to eat. They want you to put something in their belly. Then they're more adapt and willing to listen to you. But you have to have some resources in order to give them something to eat. So I always say, Lord, show me what you want me to do. Guide me. I've always believed in having multiple streams of income. I've always believed in having different sources, because I learned years ago when I first got out of college, I was working my first job. I met this gentleman who became a mentor of mine. He was an older man, very well off, very, very, very well off. Most people didn't even know it. The building that I was working in. Everyone thought that he was the custodian of the building. And after spending time with him and speaking with him and talking to him, come to find out that he owned the building. He spent time just piddling around just to occupy his time, because he was really retired. So he would, walk around changing light bulbs and do things of that matter. They had janitors there to actually do the cleaning, but he did a lot of, fixing and just occupy his time. And he was a nice guy. And I used to always spend time with him when I was waiting for my wife to come pick me up, because we only had one vehicle at the time. And he told me something that I never forgot. He said, a man can never just have one source of income. He said, never put yourself in a position where the well-being of your family is in the control of one person. He said, don't allow one person to control whether or not you can feed your family. He said, because that responsibility belongs to you. He said, always have something else. He said, even if it doesn't equal to what you're making your main job, you have to have something. He said, that'll put you in a position where if you have to make a decision, they say, say your job is asking you to do something that's against your morals, that's against your beliefs. And that happens a lot. But a lot of times we'll make decisions because we need that check. And you can't, you're scared to death of not having that check. So you just say, well, I'll go ahead and do it this time. So you're, reducing your morals because you are slave to that check. And he taught me that, and I never forgot that. He said, you always have something going on inside. You always have a side hustle. You always have some type of business. He said, a lot of times that side business will end up growing and will overcome your main source of income. He said, a man is never going to be well off. A man is never going to be rich, so to speak, working for somebody else. He said, you may have a nice income. He said, but you'll never be rich. You'll never be financially free. You'll never be independent. And when I say things like that, a lot of people say, oh, Lord, here you go. He's pitching that, dream world type thing. And it's funny when people say that to me, because I'm thinking, okay, what is wrong with believing that you can have more? What is wrong with it? What is wrong with actually saying, I know there's more to life than what I'm currently doing. I know it's more to life than living paycheck to paycheck. I know it's more to life than having to make decisions based on money. We got people out here now that's making life decisions at the gas pump with the price of the way gas is going up, Or you go to the grocery store and you have to decide, okay, am I getting these groceries or am I getting my medicine? You know, you shouldn't be in that position. And I know people say, well, it is what it is. That's life. Okay, yeah, but we all have choices. We all have opportunities. We just have to sit still for a minute, take the time to investigate them, research them, and find out if some of these opportunities are real. And that's what I did. You know, one night I was scrolling on TikTok, and I was watching this young lady describe her business. She was talking about how she does what's called faceless theme pages. And it caught my interest because it made sense. And that's what, you know, because people always say, you know, yeah, some things are just crazy. Yeah, but one thing about our country, there's a lot of ways to make money. Some of the craziest ideas make millions. So because something's crazy to you, that don't mean it won't work. That don't mean it's wrong. That don't mean it's illegal. That don't mean that you can't create a significant income from it. And a lot of times we get stuck in our ways. We decide, okay, well, what I do is what I do. I'm not doing anything else, and it is what it is. Okay, you're really limiting yourself when you do that. And the reason why this particular young lady caught my eye, because I already knew about digital products. You know, I'm a publisher, I'm an author, I've written 6 books. I'm not big, but I had my experience with that and my exposure with that. I'm still a publisher at a low level, but I've written ebooks and I saw the potential of ebooks. And she was talking about creating a theme page, and a theme page is nothing but a topic that you see on social media, you know, particular topic, and create a page and post on that page, post videos on that page so that you can create interest. And she was talking about how once you create enough interest on that page, enough followers and enough interest, the social media platforms, all the different platforms are going to contact you because you're bringing people to their platform and they're going to pay you for doing that. That's called monetizing. That's what content creators are. And a lot of people think that you got to be out here walking around with the little, with the camera on the stick and filming yourself all the time and making crazy videos. No, there's a lot of ways. There are just as many people making money off of social media that never show their face than there are people who are out here doing all the crazy stuff. And when she talked about it, it caught my interest. And I just thought, and I watched her live. And her live lasted about an hour. Very informative, very, very simple. The simplicity what got me, because it was simple. That meant that anybody can do it, which meant it was teachable. And when she showed how she made money, that caught my eye. So then I decided, let me look into it. Let me do the research. Let me find out if this is real. And I took the time to really think about what it was. Because see, anytime I've had a business, like I said, I've had over 8 different LLCs. I had more companies that I didn't even make an LLC. So I've had over a dozen companies. So, but anytime I had a company, there are 3 key items to a company. First, you have to invest. Then you have to learn. Then you earn. And see, the thing that most people don't want to do is most people want to get right to the earning part. They don't want to spend on money. I can't tell you how many people say, oh man, how much can I get in for free? No, you can't get in for free. You can't do nothing for free, but get in trouble. You can do something illegal for free and they're going to cost you everything. The things that are free cost you more in the end because, yeah, you're going to get caught doing something stupid and they're going to cost you your life or cost you some time. So, yeah, if you want free, there you go. But, of course, you got to invest. But then, more importantly, you have to take the time to learn. Every business I started, I had to learn a new trade. I had to learn what it took to get it profitable, what it took to make it grow, what it took to learn the industry. Sometimes that took me taking courses. Sometimes it took me obtaining a license, like it was insurance and mortgages. Sometimes it just took me learning hands-on, learning the industry, learning the business, learning what I could do and what I couldn't do, learning how to deal with customers in this particular industry, because customers are different in every industry you deal with. So I had to take the time to actually learn what was required. And the thing that she was teaching me was so interesting to me because it made sense. And then when she showed me the money, that's what made more sense than anything else. That's what caught my attention. That's what made me say, wait a minute. Because I'm like, wait a minute. She talking about working 2-3 hours a day and she making 10, 15 grand a month. And some of you watching this right now may say, oh, that ain't no big money. Okay, show me where you can work 2-3 hours a day and you make 10, 15 grand a month legally. You can't even do that illegally. If you're hustling, I don't want to tell my business, but you hustling, it takes more than 2-3 hours a day. That's what I heard. How about that? That's what I heard. But when she showed me that, it made sense because I had already researched and found out that the digital marketing industry is growing like wildfire. People are making 4, 5, 6 figures per month. And if you do it right, it's self-generating. So you do the work once and you continue to get paid on it. And again, people saying, yeah, it sounds too good to be true. Sometimes when something sounds too good to be true, it really is true. It's really that good. So you can be who you are and decide, okay, well, I ain't gonna, I don't want to hear that. Or you can take the time to really look into it to find out, are they really making that kind of money? So let me show you something. What she showed me was a course. I'm gonna put it out there because everybody say, oh yeah, what is this? A course, another course, a lot of courses. Yeah, there's a lot of courses out there, a lot of courses available. The difference is whether or not they just give you the course and leave you on your own, or they have a course and they show you how to implement the information that's in the course. Do they guide you? Do they mentor you? Do they show you how to do this, how to do that? Do they put you in right positions? That makes all the difference in the world. Because I can tell you, yeah, man, here you go, look at it, check it out on your own. And if you're the type of person, you can run with it, it works. But if you ain't that type of person, that's a problem. Because now you done spent this money and now you're looking at this stuff and all this stuff looking like Japanese to you. No offense to people that know Japanese, but you saying, man, I don't know what this is. So then you frustrated and then you say, man, I bought something and stuff don't work. And then you telling everybody that it don't work. When all it is was you didn't really get yourself in position to learn. And then you have some people who don't want to learn. I've introduced you to several people and they say, I don't like learning. I don't do stuff like that. And I said, well, okay, well, what do you want to do? Because what the job that you're doing, you had to learn. You had to learn something. You didn't just walk in there and you knew everything from day one. They had to teach you how they do it at that particular location. Even if you've done it before, you still had to learn how they do it there. Every new position, every new job, every new business, every new anything requires a level of learning. So the course that she introduced me to showed me a way to access over 40 different streams of income. And that was interesting. I knew a lot of them, but a lot of them I didn't. And what I decided was, okay, I need to learn what she's doing. Because one, I need to make the money she's making. And two, I need to see how she's doing what she's doing. There's no need for me going out here and try to reinvent the wheel. If what she's doing is making money, okay, let's go. If you can go, you already got a trail going through the woods. Why am I going to try to take a machete and go another way? Let's go. I'm going in the trail that you already got. You already know where the holes are. You already know where everything is. You already know where the duck. Tell me, all right, I'm right behind you. Step for step. Let's go. And that's what she did. She showed me how to make things work. She showed me what to do, how to do it, and how to get to that money. So again, it's the business is simple. It's not easy. Those two different things. It's very simple. To have a course that's available, and the course teaches you how to get to the different streams of income. The business is called standing on business. And people say, oh, I see that all the time. I see people talking about this SOB. Yeah. The lady who started was a nurse. She started this back in September. Since September, she has over 16,000 people that's joined the community. 16,000 since September. The lady herself, her name is Leah. Very nice young lady, very straightforward, very aggressive. And I love that about her. Very aggressive young lady. She does, she teaches us every day. We have training twice a week. She teaches us everything we need to know, but everything is right here in the course. You have started from from the very first module, they teach you the basics. They teach you how to start your business, because this is a business. It's not a job. And you have to realize that. An employee mentality, and I heard this in a training that I attended earlier this week on an AI training. I heard a guy say that it makes so much sense. When you're an employee, your mindset is, I work, get paid. I work, get paid. But when you're an entrepreneur, it is work, paid a little. Work, paid a little. Work, paid a little more. Work, pay some more. Work, paid, paid. The problem is people never get past the first set of work. They don't want to do that. So when they work, they get to like their third work and they ain't got paid, they got a problem. That's the traditional business. Now with digital marketing, you can work and get paid and get paid and get paid. But again, you have to do the work. This is what the course teaches you. The course teaches you every aspect of the digital marketing, teach you how to create content, and teach you how to grow your followings. It teaches the secrets of the business, teach you how to create your own AI twin, teach you how to do it faceless. It teaches you everything you can possibly think of in the business. It has what's called MRR, Master Resale Rights, which means that you can also, once you become a part of the community, you can sell the course. That's when you make the big bucks, because you can sell the course for whatever amount that you want, and you get 100% of the profits. Most companies don't allow you to do that. If they allow you to sell the course, they want a percentage of it. That's not the case here. You get 100% of the profit. That's how people are getting to, as the young folks say, the bag the fastest. They're really blowing it out the water. But in order to do that, you have to be willing to talk. You have to be willing to sell the course. And a lot of people don't want to do that. A lot of people don't want to do that. And that's not a problem, because if you don't want to do it, you can do some of the other 40 ways of making money. Now I'm going to give you an example. This is the theme page that I mentioned to you about. I created a theme page. Correction, I didn't create the theme page. Let me show you who created the theme page. My executive assistant created the theme page. Chat. Chat is my dude. Chat is my boy. Chat, Claude, Gemini, Galaxy, they're all my executive assistants. They assist me in everything I need to do business-wise. What I did was I went to, let me go back. I went to Chat and I said, Chat, give me 10 viral profit. What's the word I'm trying to say? Give me 10 niches, subjects that will grow the fastest in order that I can monetize with the fastest, dealing with men's mental struggles. And he gave me a whole list. And I chose the name, the Men's Clarity Club, the Men's Clarity Lab, excuse me. I said, Chat, create me a logo. They gave me about 10, 15 different logos. I chose this logo. I like this logo. I said, give me a bio that I can use for all social platforms. He gave me an individual bio for each one. You know, I created my own store page. I created my own email address. And every day I post videos on my theme page in order to build my following. This is when I took this picture when I first started at 286. Right now I'm at 1,700 followers in less than a couple of weeks. And then you say, okay, well, what does that mean? Once I got to 800 followers, TikTok reached out to me. They asked me to be a part of their content creator club. And what does that do? That allows me to be monetized. And every video that I post, they pay me based on the comments, the number of followers, the number of likes that I get. So every month I get a check. Then you say, okay, well, what does that do for you? Well, that's one stream of income. This is the second stream of income that came from it. I asked Chat, give me another way of monetizing from this theme page. So Chat said, okay, let's do, let me see if I can get this going here. He said, let's create some I can't get things to work for me, right? Bear with me here. Add to stage. There you go. Nope, that's not the one I want. Remove this one. Remove. There you go. Here we go. Let's create some merchandise. Print on demand. That's another way, another income stream that they teach you in the course. So we, Chad and I, created some merchandise. Chad created the logos for me, the slogans, designed them for me. I utilized a company called Printify. Let me go again, show you. Printify. Printify is a company that you can partner with free of charge, don't cost you nothing. Printify has over 10,000 products that you can utilize. Everything and anything you could think of. Printify will come to you. You go to the lab and say, okay, I want to have a t-shirt. Printify will say, give you some options. I choose the t-shirts that I want. And they'll tell me how much it costs to print them. Prime example, my number one seller was Sweat Out the Stress. This was a logo because I like to work out. I love being in the gym. I go to the gym 4 or 5 times a week. That's where the logo came from. This t-shirt, Printify charges me $8.42 to produce it, period. I charge $25. You do the math. I don't have to print it. I don't have to send it out. I don't have to ship. I don't have to do anything. Printify handles all of that for me. They send me the difference of the 25 and the 842 at the end of the week. I get an email every time a shirt or any merchandise sales, they send me an email saying you have a new product that was sold from your store. When I first did this, I created 3 t-shirts, 2 hoodies. Now I have I got 5 t-shirts and 4 hoodies and a journal that I have. All of those was created through Printify. First week of selling the t-shirts, I made $800. Not a lot of money, but it wasn't bad when it didn't cost me anything. No money in my pocket. Made $800 that first week. By the end of that month, I made $1,700 by the end of that month just selling the merchandise. And my investment to get started was under $200. I'll just let you know, put it out there right front. It was under $200. I made $1,800 that first month. You do the math. You think that was a good investment? It took me a week. Now, can you do the same? You can, but I was able to do it quickly because I had a background and I knew exactly how to do it. So that's the second stream of income that I created. The first, again, was the theme page, get monetized by social media platforms. TikTok and Facebook have already contacted me. I'm waiting on IG. Every platform has different requirements and different time limits and all of that, so it's different. So those 2, I'm get paid on those monthly. Second was merchandise. And this month I'm gonna make well over the 1,800. Well over the 1,800. Now this is just from here. All right, let's go to, let me show you the third source of income. Third source of income was ebooks. I keep saying me and Chet, I contacted Chet. I said, Chet, create me, just to be honest, I said, what will be another source of income? Chet said, okay, first we're going to give away a free PDF to everybody who clicks on your pictures and leaves a comment on your theme page. We're going to give them a free PDF to download. Once they download that free PDF, it automatically shoots them an email saying you can upgrade part 2 from the free PDF to a premium version of the ebook. So he created the Men's Clarity Code. I went from a free PDF to the Men's Clarity Code. This sells for $27. Guess how much it cost me to create it? $0. I utilized Chat and Canva. Canva designed it, formatted it for me. Cat pretty much wrote it. Cat gave me the outline. I looked at the outline. I agreed with what I wanted. I added stuff, deleted some stuff, and we wrote it chapter by chapter by chapter. We wrote this book in less than 2 hours. When I sent over transferred over to Canva, Canva designed it within minutes. I had this posted within the end of that day. I made over I got it wrong. I made over $750 the first 3 days I posted this book. Again, cost me $0. You guys with me? So, again, let me make sure I got everything like I needed to be. All right, so that is my third source of income. My third source of income. The first source was the theme page. Second source was the products, print on demand. Third source was the ebooks. 3 sources of income. Within that first month, I had already made almost $2,100 for less than a $200 investment. You following me? Okay. Now, let me show you the fourth source of income. The fourth source of income was reselling the course. Reselling the course is the number one way to make income in this business. Let me show you the money that people are making. Hi, this is a gentleman, Matt. He made 15 grand in one day. 15 grand one day short of 2 months. He made 15,000. Daisy, this is a young lady in retired HR worker in Georgia, outside of Atlanta. She made 30 grand in 2 months in this business. It's another guy, Chris. He just made over his first $1,000. Faceless, not showing his face, just selling the course. This is a person, she's our superstar. And what it says is true. I watched her do it. She made over 100 grand in 2 months, completely selling the course. And people say, oh, I don't believe that. Okay, I'm not here to convince you. I'm gonna let you know what's out there. You can decide whether or not you believe it or not. You can decide whether or not it's enough for you to get more information on it. That's completely up to you. I'm showing you what people are doing. The money is there. You've seen people talk about it. You've seen people say, oh, we doing this, we doing that. Your question was, you ain't believe it was true because you thought it was a SCAM. You thought it was some type of multi-level, and don't get me wrong, I've done all of that. I've done multi-levels. I've done that with marketing. I've done that. I've done it all. This ain't nothing like that. The money that they're making on here is unlike anything you're going to ever see before. Again, I'm trying to tell you. Now I know you're saying, okay, well, get to it. This is the investment. This is the investment right here. The original price was $595. Because of the way that she sets it up, she allows me to charge what I want to charge. So I cut the price from $595 to $185. We even have payment plans where you can do Sezzle, Affirm, Zip, Klarna, all of that. So I got people that's joining, that's paying like $19 a month. Again, it's up to you. I'm not sitting here trying to talk you anything. I'm not going to sit here trying to say, hey, it's the best thing since sliced bread. Are there other opportunities out here? Of course. All I can do is tell you what I can do. I can help you. I can show you what I'm doing. I just showed you 4 ways. There are over 40 different ways of where you can make money in here, and you learn it through the course. When you come in, you become a mentor. We mentor you. We have meetings. Not meetings. We have mentorship meetings. You'll do a one-on-one with me initially for an hour on a Zoom. We'll go through everything that you need to know. We find out what your goals are. We'll do a game plan in the strategy session. Then we have a team Zoom on Sunday evening. We have a company Zoom on Monday evening. We have training on orientation on Tuesday. And we have another company training on Wednesday. Nothing is required, but everything, you're invited to. The team is tight. Everybody's willing to help everybody. You got every walk of life. You got doctors, you have college professors, you have, everybody is doing this. They're making the money. So if there's something that you're interested in, that you want to find some more information, you can reach out to me. You can DM me directly. If you're interested in doing it, my store is scrolling at the top. That's www.standoutstore/digital equity company. Click on it. Click on the program. You'll see it for $185. Reach out to me and we'll schedule a one-on-one Zoom so that you can do a strategy session. We can go one-on-one. If you need some more information, just reach out to me. We can talk face-to-face or Zoom to Zoom or however you want to do it on the phone or whatever. But all I can say is, I suggest least thing you need to do is check it out. The least you should do is check it out, because I'm trying to tell you, this is the best thing since sliced bread. It really is. And you can sit back and watch everybody else make the money. Or you can decide to, at least check it out. You're talking about for under $200, you can do a payment plan for about $20. What do you got to lose? But you have a whole lot to gain. So look, that's the end of this. You can check me out. I'm gonna do this every night. I'm gonna be posted every night. I'm gonna be talking directly. Again, if you need me, reach out to me. I'd be glad to put you on the team and let's go to work. Thank you for taking the time. Have a blessed and wonderful Wednesday. I hope